Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So we're going to look at resistance training. But before I do that, I just want to talk about strength training for boxers. Now, there's strength training for all kinds of different athletes, but we're going to focus on boxing right now. So you have different phases for a boxer in strength training. You start off with preparation. In preparation, you start off with your basic core strength, and then you want to build up to maximal strength. Okay, and there are a number of exercises for that. You want to convert that maximal strength into power. And then after that, you want to not only have power, but muscular endurance. Power and muscular endurance involves the resistance part, the resistance training part of your training. Of course, you do resistance training all the way through, but this is important. Now, at fight night, you're at maximal strength, maximum power, maximal muscle endurance. After fight night, you need to recover. So this is called the transition phase, where you have active recovery and you return back to your basic core strength. Okay? And then after that, you start back with preparation. Okay? Now, why that's important is because, like I said, I wanted to identify where resistance training really plays a role. It does play a role all the way through, but I just wanted to show you where it actually is important. Now, resistance training, you can use a number of different tools for it. Okay, here you're seeing a gentleman using an elastic band to be able to build some strength and power in his limbs. Now, why is resistance training important? Twofold. One is it builds power. Two, it builds endurance. That's the most important thing about resistance training, like we said before. You see Bernard Hopkins throwing punches. He's throwing punches using both an elastic apparatus here and also weights. So he's getting resistance to his motion, his punching motion, and also his return of motion, as well as he's getting weight, that is resistance going downwards, gravitational resistance, so that his punches, he also is able to keep his arms up during the fight. You also have the use of the medicine ball. The medicine ball is very important. Again, medicine balls here can be used for multiple things. These medicine balls are of different weights. You can see that the medicine ball on this guy's back is used to provide that resistance for him when he's doing his push-ups. He's using the other medicine balls for balance so that he can actually balance himself as he's moving. Okay, so these are all important things when you're talking about resistance training. So again, you don't have to use these weights, these medicine balls, but they are important. You could have just done the plain push-ups. That would also help with resistance training. Of course, you can use other things like weights. Now, it's not really recommended that you use a lot of heavy weights. So you'll notice that this lady here, she's using probably a 5-pound weight. These are good things. Now, they're not used. Weight training is not used in boxing. You're using huge weights to build huge muscles. What you really want to do is work muscle groups. You want to use a large amount of reps, and you want to use a reasonably light weight, okay? Because it's resistance training, it's not muscle building, okay? So you use weight training. You'll see guys like Floyd Mayweather and a number of other boxers using weights when they're shadow boxing. People also use weights not only when they're shadow boxing, but they also use it when they're running. So when you're training, you're actually training, you can use these resistance weights, okay? You have a number of different kinds of weights, and I'm going to try and find different ones, but we also have, you can use the elastic bands in place of weights for resistance training, and you can execute your punches, your kicks, if you're a thigh boxer, if you're a sprinter, your sprints, okay? And you can adjust your elastic bands to different tensions so that you can get better work done. So you have a different elastic bands you see there, different weights you see there. Here's some weights here that you can utilize in resistance training. Let's see here. You're going to also utilize other things. You can work other muscle groups. I'm going to just scroll down really quickly. Here, resistance training can be used in pool. So here, Alex Ariza, Floyd Mayweather, is executing his punches in water, and water provides greater resistance. So you can use resistance training in swimming. Swimming actually emulates the motion of a punch. So it's always good to use that as well, and it's also easier on the joints. Of course, you don't have to actually use tools. You can actually do resistance training by simply doing squats, kicks, punches. But to make the work harder and also to simulate muscle, as we say, muscle fatigue, you can use other tools along with what you already have. So that's why you can use elastic bands, you can use weights, etc. Okay. Here you'll see some elastic bands and so on that are used when you are kicking, punching, running, etc. See, here they actually diagramming what actually happens if you had elastic bands. These would be useful for helping someone. Okay. And of course, they also help you with, as I said before, balance. All right, so there you go. You got a couple things here which you can utilize in resistance training. So I would suggest that you pay attention to that. That's basically it for us for now. Tune in again. Until then, you guys have a great one.